Hello, this is Renee, and Tom and I just flew into Dublin, Ireland to see our son and daughter-in-law. After a night's rest, we decided to take a train and then a bus to Hooth. We took the Dart northbound from Dublin Conley. Then there we made stops at the Clontarf Road, Raheny, Sutton, and then to Hooth. The 9-mile ride took about 30 minutes. When we pulled out of Dublin City, we could glimpse the River Liffey and the Custom House, and then there was a ton of modern buildings that housed Google, Meta, and other tech campuses. Soon after passing the city limits, we rolled alongside the causeway in Bull Island, which was a long sandy split stretching into the bay. The island was man-made by accident, formed over 200 years ago when the engineers built the North Pool Wall, completed in 1825 to improve navigation into the Dublin port. The island is home to over 180 bird species, including the Brent geese, the oyster catchers, the curlews, the godwits, terns, and gulls. We also passed St. Anne's Park, which was once part of the Guinness family estate. Once we reached Hooth, we got off the train to get on a bus to continue driving to the cliffs. We got to Hooth and then walked up to the Hooth Head, which formed the northeast boundary of Dublin Bay. The English name Hooth came from the Old Norse word hufa, meaning head. And that's no coincidence because the Vikings once sailed these very waters. Over 1,000 years ago, the Norse settlers landed here. They used Hooth as a strategic lookout, a headland guarding the entrance of Dublin Bay. The rugged cliffs and sweeping views made it a perfect natural fortress. But the story begins earlier than that. In prehistoric times, Hooth was an island, completely surrounded by water. Over centuries of shifting sand formed a narrow connection to the mainland, the Isthmus of Sutton. Today, that's the very stretch we crossed by train and bus to reach Hooth Head. As time passed, Hooth became part of the Norman and Anglo-Irish feudal systems. The St. Lawrence family built Hooth Castle in the 12th century, and their lineage would remain tied to land for over 800 years. Knights, merchants, and fishermen all called this peninsula home, each leaving a mark on its story. One of the most famous tales was the day Grace O'Malley, Ireland's pirate queen, arrived at Hooth Castle and found its gates locked. In protest, she kidnapped the hare and secured a promise that the castle's gates would never again be closed to travelers. To this day, that promise still stands. Today, Hooth is a place where ancient history meets modern beauty. We expected lots of gusts of wind to carry whispers of Vikings and monks and sailors today, but it was a calm day and very sunny. So if you do visit Dublin, take the train north, stand on Edgar's Peak, and remember you're standing on the edge of history. We then took some steps down to the water's ledge, and this proved to be a mistake on my part, and Tom's.
So we came here with Eric and Missy, and it was lower tide. Perfectly glass. Drenched my entire foot.
Our son literally just told us he got drenched, and not more than 2 seconds later, Tom and I both got drenched. We walked back up the steps to go to a bar that had a fireplace to dry off our shoes and socks. We grabbed ourselves a Guinness, let our socks and shoes dry out, and then we left back to the bus to the train to go back to Dublin. There is no Thanksgiving in Ireland, so right after Halloween, they go right into Christmas decorations. A lot of them were starting to be put up. After we got off the bus, we walked through the park to get back to their house. This is a statue of Robert Emmet, who was a young Irish revolutionary whose passion for independence made him a national hero. He grew up in a wealthy, educated Dublin family and studied at Trinity College. He led a failed uprising against the British rule in 1803 and became a symbol of Ireland's fight for freedom. Before his execution at age 25, he delivered his famous speech from the dock, declaring that no man should write his epitaph until Ireland took her place among the nations of the earth. The weekend we went to a rugby match. Leinster Rugby faced the Hollywood Bets Sharks at the Dublin Avia Stadium.
In 3, 2, 1, fire!
A Mario bachelor party showed up to the game.
Here we go!
We had never been to a rugby game, so this was pretty fascinating. It was a thrilling display of Irish power and precision. The next generation of rugby players. The next day, we walked through the park to get to the Viking Splash Tour, which is a duck boat tour. The tour used a restored World War II amphibious vehicle. It drove through Dublin streets and then splashed into the water in the Grand Canal dock. A guide was dressed in Viking garb, and we got to wear Viking helmets. They encouraged us to roar like Vikings and mixed in historical commentary with fun and humor.
See the Statue of Justice. Your head turned to the right. She's looking at the seat of English power. And the arse is in the people of Dublin. Friends on board, if you look closely, you will notice that the River Liffey is naturally green. We don't die with our friends in Chicago. There she is in all her magnificence. The spire, keep driving in a straight line. The trick on the hill from Father Head. This is a custom house. This was built by James Gandon in 1794. Custom house. It's actually a hold a few. It was originally the custom house. All goods coming through Ireland had to go past through there. Now we're a hold a few government apartments today. It's €12. Very expensive. It used to be the largest brewery in the world, and then was overtaken by the Budweiser brewery in Minnesota. Even though it's the largest brewery in the world is today. It's in Nigeria. It's where Saoirse Ronan learned to act, where Paul Mescal learned to act, where Barry Keoghan learned to mumble. All these high buildings on this side, this is the Google Quarter, all those high buildings. All ready?
Ready.
Here we go! 1, 2, 3! Don't do it that way anymore. The Germans make us put on life jackets. Thanks, Germany. Ready? 1, 2, 3! What is this graffiti covered shit? Hello. This is the Boeing Launch Energy Theatre. Paid us $6 million. So over here, all those white buildings, that's all Google out there. I reckon that is, they don't do life jackets, and they don't use floaties. It's just an accident waiting to happen. Now, I'd just like to tell those stories, just to see the look of your face, especially on the water. That's a terrible fight. worst thing that ever happened to us, we tend to break down. That's it. Good. Now we're all off the water, taking off melted fleet after bottles of water. Some of the ships were brought back into Dublin for repair. We took the guns off, destroyed them in the old barracks. And then after 30 or 40 years, I realised we didn't need the cannons anymore. It's hard to believe this was sent.
Unfortunately, it was time to leave Ireland the next day, and we went over to Hungary. We landed about 10:30 at night and checked into the hotel. According to my DNA, I'm 53% Hungarian, so this was pretty cool to see my homeland. We got checked in and checked out our hotel room. This was considered a suite. There was an upstairs bedroom, but the bathroom was downstairs. The bathroom was a wild black and white checkered. This was a restaurant inside the hotel. We had a pretty aggressive itinerary because we were only going to be here about 2.5 days. So what we did first was we walked to the Buda Castle district. We checked out the amazing architecture along the way. One of the cool things is you could go underground across the street. As we were walking, we found the moon ball. It is a giant illuminated sphere that replicates the surface of the moon. This was installed in the heart of Budapest. It also lights up at night. We walked across the Elisabeth Bridge, which is a sleek white suspension bridge in Budapest that connects the city center of Pest to the foot of the castle hill in Buda. It was built in 1960 to replace the original from 1903, which was destroyed in World War II. The views of the Danube and the Buda Castle district were amazing. Yep, that's where we're going to walk to. The waterfall beneath St. Yaliath Monument on Yaliath Hill cascades down the cliffs beside Elisabeth Bridge, creating such a dramatic backdrop for the statue overlooking the Danube. We finally made it to the Buda Castle, which is the crown jewel of Budapest, a fortress, a palace, and a 1,000-year witness to Hungary's history. This was once a medieval stronghold of Hungarian kings. Buda Castle has survived sieges, fires, invasions, and rebuilds, transforming across centuries from royal residence into one of Europe's most iconic hilltop palaces. We just kept walking up steps after steps after steps. We stopped briefly to take a sweeping view of the Parliament, Chain Bridge, and the entire Budapest skyline. A lot of construction is taking place that started in 2019 and is going to go to 2030 that aims to restore and reconstruct many of the damaged or destroyed buildings on Castle Hill. This includes the Royal Palace wings, historical residence, and garden areas. This statue shows the king as a young hunter standing above his men surrounded by hunting dogs and a slain stag deer. A major visible project is the northern wing of the Royal Palace. Almost all of the original wall structure has been removed and is being rebuilt from reinforced concrete to match pre-World War II appearance. We are standing inside the large cobblestone courtyard of Buda Castle's Royal Palace. The archway with the 2 stone lions guarding it is called Lion's Gate, one of the most iconic entrances of the palace. Inside Buda Castle, you'll find the Hungarian National Gallery, home to centuries of Hungarian art and sculptures, and then the Budapest History Museum, where you can walk through the castle's medieval foundations, and then the National Library, one of Europe's most important collections and historical books and manuscripts. This is St. Stephen's Hall, which was originally created in the late 1800s as a showcase of Hungary's national identity. It's filled with gold, carved wood, marble, mosaic icons, and an ornate white and gold fireplace. It was completely destroyed in World War II and closed off for more than 70 years, but recently rebuilt exactly as it once was, down to the furniture and decor. The room following St. Stephen's Hall leads into the Hungarian National Gallery sculpture collection. We are now standing in Lions Courtyard Interium Atrium of Buda Castle, Hungarian's National Gallery. A bright enclosed courtyard where all the palace historic architecture meets modern glass and roof. We walked down some steps and we entered Buda Castle Chapel, which is one of the oldest surviving parts of the entire hill, with origins dating back to the 14th century, when it served the medieval royal palace. Once destroyed, rebuilt, and buried for centuries, the chapel was rediscovered during the archaeological excavations and restored so visitors could walk through its atmospheric stone arches, a rare glimpse into the spiritual heart of the medieval Hungarian kings. This is the medieval chapel of Buda Castle, a restored 14th century sanctuary where the exposed stone walls and Gothic vaults revealed one of the oldest surviving parts of the royal palace. We were lucky enough to be at the right place at the right time, which is 12 noon. The changing of the guard at noon outside the Sandora Palace on Castle Hill is a short but striking ceremony where soldiers in traditional Hungarian dress march in perfect formation, perform synchronized rifle drills, and rotate positions with crisp precision, all set against the backdrop of Buda Castle's historical buildings. Next, we're looking at the exterior of the Mathis Church. It rises in a stunning Gothic beauty behind the ornate Holy Trinity column, a monument built to thank the city for surviving the plague. This walkway leads from the Mathis Church towards the Fisherman's Bastion, the fairy tale-like terrace of white towers and arches that overlooks the entire city. Time to head back down. We left there to go across the Chain Bridge, which is Budapest's most iconic bridge, completed in 1849 as the first permanent crossing over the Danube to unite Buda and Pest. It features massive stone lions, elegant cast iron chains, and spectacular views, especially at night. The Chain Bridge is about 375 meters long, or about 1,230 feet. Ahead of us is the Four Seasons Hotel Gresham Palace, a stunning Art Nouveau landmark that sits at the Pest end of the Chain Bridge and is considered one of the most beautiful buildings in Budapest. This is Budapest's iconic yellow tram 2, famous for running right along the Danube and offering one of the most scenic tram rides in Europe. We then walk to Budapest Great Market Hall, which is a massive indoor market filled with fresh produce, meats, pastries, spices, and all the essentials for traditional Hungarian cooking. The upper floor is lined with street food stalls and souvenir shops, making it one of the best places to experience the local culture. We picked up authentic Hungarian paprika there to make homemade chicken paprikash, which I haven't had in years. We then walked to Budapest ruined bars, which began in the early 2000s when artists and locals transformed abandoned buildings in the Jewish quarter into creative bohemian pubs filled with recycled furniture and eclectic decor. The bars were built inside abandoned, decayed buildings, usually old apartment blocks, factories, or courtyards left empty after World War II and the communist era. Instead of renovating them traditionally, owners filled them with recycled furniture, flea market finds, old bicycles, vintage lamps, mismatched chairs, and surreal artwork, creating a quirky layer aesthetic that feels half art gallery and half underground club. Some of these spaces feel like retro living rooms, others like greenhouses or underground clubs. The atmosphere in each of these changes depend on when you go during the day. They're relaxed and perfect for exploring and taking photos, but at night they turn into energetic social hotspots packed with travelers, students, and locals. Each ruined bar has its own personality. The next morning, we grabbed an Uber to the historic thermal spas, Budapest's famous natural hot spring baths, and on the way we passed the iconic Hero Square, a monumental plaza built for Hungary's millennial celebration, lined with statues of the nation's founders and heroes. It was built in 1896. At the center of the Millennial Monument, the Archangel Gabriel holding the Hungarian crown above the column that rises almost 120 feet in the sky. Around the base of the statues are the 7 Magyar chieftains, the founders of the nation. Behind them are grand semicircle heroes from kings to statesmen who shaped the Hungarian history. Budapest is famous for its historic thermal baths, natural hot spring baths where you can soak in warm, mineral-rich water surrounded by stunning architecture. This is the Széchenyi Thermal Baths, the largest and most iconic spa in the city. We spent the morning relaxing and steaming outdoor pools and exploring the beautiful yellow palace-like complex. Budapest sits on more than 100 natural hot springs and is home to 9 major public thermal baths. This is one of the biggest spa complexes in Europe and the largest medicinal thermal baths in the entire continent. If this complex was to be built today, it would cost around $25.9 million. The complex has 18 pools in total, including 3 large outdoor pools and 15 indoor thermal and spa pools at different thermal temperatures. Construction began in 1909 and officially opened in 1913. These baths felt like they never ended. Every time we turned a corner, the place just stretched on and on, continuing even further until it seemed like it went on forever. We had to put these bracelets on in the beginning and return them at the end. After the thermal baths, we walked around the city a little bit, and we ended up at Vermosty Square. It is one of the most vibrant and historical squares in downtown Budapest. This square is also home to the iconic Zero Ball Cafe, one of Europe's most famous traditional coffee houses dating back to 1858. That evening, we took a 2-hour Danube River cruise, which was one of the most magical experiences of the entire trip, giving us a completely different perspective of Budapest. As the boat guided along the water, we had a front row view of the city's most iconic landmarks. Parliament glowing golden on the pest side, and Buda Castle perched high above the hill, and the towers of Fisherman Bastion rising like a fairy tale in the distance. It was simply gorgeous. The next morning, we left Hungary and went back to Ireland. We spent the morning running some errands, walking through the park, and checking out this local band.
Every line must be perfect, most of it should arrive.
That evening, we went to a hibachi grill.
2, 1, fire. Happy New Year. Ninja, okay? There we go, yeah. Side and very good. Yours. Oh! Crunchy, okay? There we go. Come on, up. Up. There we go. Inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and last. Over here. Alright, last. Let's say basketball. What you do? What you do? Why? Why? Girl. Girl. Let me check. Oh, it's a boy. Congratulations. It's a baby boy. Everybody hungry? Almost, yeah. There's amazing. Oh, here. For you guys, yeah? How about this? Happy birthday, madam. That's for you guys, okay? Almost guys, yeah. Hard one. So We're using olive oil. I want some help. Can you help me, please? For everyone. Come on. I want the big one. Please. That's the secret, guys, okay? That's for you guys, okay? Ladies, have you seen snake in your life? Have you ever seen a snake in your life? Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, very good. How about them? Not yet, yeah. I'll show you. Snake. There we go. Open your mouth. It's a cobra. So, let's do it. Okay, there we go. So we're having 3 gentlemen. Sir, it's your turn. Open your mouth. Okay. You ready? 2, 3. Camera. Sorry, Banjo. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. So much, yeah. Sir. Sure. Yours. Okay, here we go. Chin. It's okay, never mind. Yeah, one more time. Sky cross. There we go. 3, 2. One more. Come on. 3, 2. Oh. Big mouth.
3 times.
Yes, sir. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, very good. Yeah. Pretty girl. Your turn. Yeah. Yeah. Finish writing. Open your sexy mouth. Small one. Sorry. Yeah. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, sorry. One more time. 1, 2. Oh, very good. Yeah. Good. Okay, there we go. 3, 2. One more. 1, 2. Oh, one more. 1, 3, 2. Last one. Come on, baby. Good. Last one. There we go. Yeah. 3, 2. Oh, very good. And now yours, yeah? I give you twice. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Yeah. See, up. Up. Close your eyes. Open your mouth. Hey! Some garlic. And of course, your favorite. Yes, sir. Yeah. Over here. My secret. Yeah. First time, yeah. Happy birthday. That's a baby. Butterfly. Over here.
Butterfly.
Open your mouth. Are you having tuna medium? Yeah? 1 hour, guys. 1 hour for the medium rare. Okay.
1 hour.
I'll be rare. Tapos? Ready? I love you, baby. That's what we got. Right over here. Come on. 3, 2, sorry. No more. One for me. 1, 2, 3. That's for my friend, yeah? Sorry, baby. Sorry. Yeah? For money. Yeah, for you. No enough? No enough, I think. Oh, you're having both rice. Sorry. Oh, you're, yeah. We're on diet tonight. Here you go.
Tom, I figured out how to make really good fried rice at home.
Ton of oil.
In butter.
And what?
Butter and oil.
Sorry, how would you like your chicken? Blue? Well done. So you're having medium? Okay. Thank you. Chicken noise onion, yeah?
It's like a pool cube or whatever this thing is called. The bridge.
There we go. Service.
Thank you.
Madam. Last time for you. Thank you. You're welcome. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Some people live for fortune. Some people live just for their fame. Some people live for the power. Yeah. Some people live just for the game. For me, some people want it all, but I don't wanna be low. If it ain't you, baby. If
Sadly, we had to leave Ireland, fly to Lisbon to get ready to go on the transatlantic cruise. See you on our next adventure.